Hello everyone, this is Wasim from Edureka and I welcome you all to this live session in which I'm going to talk about Python automation. So let me get a quick confirmation guys if you guys can hear me or not. So if I'm audible to you guys, please type yes in the chat box. Now that we are getting a lot of confirmation, let us go ahead and take a look at the agenda for this session. So firstly, I will briefly talk about automation in general, and then I will explain how Python actually helps in automation. And then we will work on different Python scripts from scratch to understand how Python automation actually works. So we will be making a music playing script, a login automation for web browsing, file interaction automation, and a web scraper, etc. So I hope you guys are clear with the agenda. Also, don't forget to subscribe to Edureka for more exciting tutorials and press the bell icon to get the latest updates on Edureka. And do check out Edureka's Python programming certification course. The link is given in the description box below. Now, without any further ado, let us understand Python automation. So what exactly is automation? Automation can be simply defined as the process or procedure that is performed with a bare minimum of human assistance. In case of Python, automation is nothing but creative and time-saving scripts that we write in Python programming language, which will eventually do a lot of repetitive tasks with the help of automation. Simply put, we can write simple Python scripts to reduce our assistance in any task. So let us go ahead and understand how Python is when it comes to automation. Python offers a lot of features to support users' bias for using it in automation. And apart from basic revolutionary features like ease of access, readability, and being an open source programming language, Python offers a lot to the table. It offers a lot of tools and support to extend with other code libraries. It is a scripting language, which in turn is quite beneficial for any automation task. And with a lot of simplicity and reduced complexity in implementing tedious tasks, it comes out as a winner all the time. And out of the various tasks that we can think of automating using Python, there is web browsing using Selenium, file interactions, web scraping, etc. So now we will get on to the fun part, guys. I will start with a simple automation script to play the latest video that your favorite YouTuber has put out recently. So let's go to PyCharm, guys. I'll tell you how you can make a simple Python script for this purpose. So now that we are in PyCharm, guys, there is a few dependencies that we have to install before moving on with this project, which is basically you have to install Selenium first of all. So you can simply go to the project interpreter, and over there you can find this add symbol, and you can simply type Selenium and install this Python bindings for Selenium by clicking on this install package button. This will get your job done, and after that there is one more dependency, which is the Chrome WebDriver that you can find on this link over here. So check for your Chrome browser version, and depending on that, whichever version is compatible with your browser, download that and you'll be fine. So let's get back onto the PyCharm project over here. So first of all, what you have to do is I will import from Selenium, import WebDriver, and then I'll make a class, let's say music, because we're gonna play music, and I'm gonna define a function in itself, and I'm gonna declare a driver or initialize the web browser, that is Chrome. So we are done, and we'll make one more function, let's say play, and inside this we're gonna put out the code which will play, or which will eventually play our video from the YouTube by Python automation. So I'll go to YouTube. So this is a very simple script that I'm talking about, guys. So whenever I go to YouTube, or let's say I search for any YouTube page, for instance, let's just search for Edureka only. And this is our home page, guys, and we have to go to the video section where there will be the latest video that is being uploaded, or which will eventually be uploaded. It will be there, the latest video will be here. So what we have to do is I'll just copy this link, go here. So I'll write my code now, guys. So first of all, I will get a name of whatever that I have to search for. I hope this is visible to you guys. So I'll just write like enter a YouTube channel name. Now using the WebDriver, I'm going to open the URL. So instead of user or instead of edureka.in, I'll just do one thing, guys. I'll plus name over here. So this is going to open the videos homepage for any channel that I'm going to put the name using the input function. So after this, there's only one thing that I need to do. I'll inspect this page first of all. I'll show you what will be done. So I'm going to inspect for this particular section, guys. So this is all right. I'll inspect again over here. So I want this item, and inside this, the first element, which is the first video or the latest video, I'll copy the XPath from here. And now using, I'll name it as new, let's say. Using the driver, I'll find this element by XPath and give the XPath value over here. And I'll click on it. So our script is done, guys. I'll initialize my bot, and using this, I'm gonna call the play method. Now when I run this, right, it has opened a browser. I'll give the channel name, and it's going to play the latest video that has been put out on the channel. So as you can see, guys, with Python automation, playing a video online is as easy as it looks. We have done it in 16 line of codes, and instead of Edureka, we can give it another channel name. So I'm gonna play something from Google's YouTube channel. So it's going to take us to the videos page of the Google YouTube channel, and it's going to play the first video that it will find over there. So it is as simple as it looks, guys. So this is how you write a Python script for automating your or playing a video on YouTube. Now we're going to move on to the next script that I'm going to write, which is the login script. I've already written down the code, but I'll start from the beginning so that you'll be able to understand this better. So for this also, I'm gonna do one thing. I'm gonna log into our Edureka website using my credentials, which I have saved in the confidential file over here, and I'm not gonna share it with you guys for obvious reasons. So we'll begin with this one. So first of all, I have to install or import WebDriver from Selenium, and after that, I'm gonna import username and password from my confidential file. So these are the dependencies that are required over here. So I'll just name my class as bot, initialize or make a function, init functions to initialize driver using webdriver.chrome. And after this, I'm going to make one more function, which is, let's say, going to be Edureka. Now what I'm going to do is I'll open the terminal and run this script in Python interactive, which is login.py. All right, so I'm going to initialize my bot. Let's say, okay, we have a problem over here. I'll terminate this, open this again. So I'm just going to run this login.py file in the terminal and initialize the bot. All right, and using the bot, I am going to open the edureka.co website, and I'll copy the link from here. Copy the link, paste it over here, and it's going to open the edureka.co website in my browser that I have automated using the Python script. So after this, all right, so I'll keep on defining a function also, so that I'll be able to keep track of this. So I'll name it as Edureka, and I'm going to use the driver to get the edureka.co link. After this, what I need is I want to click on this login button, right? So I'm going to inspect again. Okay, I'll just maximize this. Okay, I'm not able to find this in the automated version, so I'll do one thing, guys. I'll inspect it from over here. Let's see if it works. And so this is our sign in button that we have to click, guys. And if you have not signed up yet on edureka.co, I suggest you do that, guys. We have plenty of courses that you can actually learn from, including Python. So I'm going to use self.driver.find elements by XPath, copy the XPath over here and do the same thing over here, see if it works. Dot find element by XPath, copy the XPath. Let's see if it's work. And after we are done, it's taking a lot of time, so I'll just close this. Just terminate this, and I'm going to show you how to do this over here as well, from over here. So what we'll do, we'll click on the login. We'll see at the end if it's working or not, guys. So hang in there. Now login dot, click on it, and it's going to open this window. So after this, I want to pass on these values separately, of course. So I'll just clear this first of all. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to inspect this again. So after this window is open, I am going to click on this. So using the XPath, right? So let's say username is equal to self.driver.find elements by XPath. Yes, and username dot click, it's going to click on it, and I'm going to pass the values by send keys, and inside this I'm going to send username, which I have imported from my secret or confidential file. Same for the password, guys. Self.driver.find elements by XPath, and we'll get the XPath from over here. So inspect this, the input, copy the XPath, paste it over here, and then password dot click and password dot send keys and password over here, which we have in confidential file. So after we are done with this, it's gonna log in into the edureka.co. So let's see if it's working, guys. So I'll initialize the bot, and using this instance I'm gonna call Edureka. Let's see if it works, guys. So it's going to open edureka.co first of all, and it should click on login button over here, this thing, which will eventually open up another window, pop-up window, that is for login credentials. Yes, it does. And it's going to pass the values on username from my confidential file. I think we have got an error over here. All right, so I think we have made a mistake, so I'll just get it done, guys. So I was actually using the same name for both of these, so I'm just going to use user over here, and let's run it again. It should work now. So it's going to open edureka.co, click on the login button, the window will pop up any minute now, and then the credentials. After this, I have to click on the login button to log in now. So I'll do that now. I'll just close this. Now I'll go to edureka.co. So the login button we have to find out. So for that, I'll just write the code first. Let's say button is equal to self.driver.find element by XPath, and I'll just copy the XPath over here. So login, and this button I need, right? So inspect element, using this. I'm just gonna hover to this part, and there's the button. Okay, wait. So this button, I need to copy the XPath, paste it over here, right? And button dot click. So it's gonna log in after this. And after that, when we log in, we can also check for different courses, or we can search for different purposes like all these courses we have, like for Python programming, marketing specialization, data science, cybersecurity, etc., that you can do separately, or you can take it up as an exercise, or like an assignment to practice this on your own, guys. Like inspect an element from a web page, not necessarily edureka.co. You can check out other websites if you can automate stuff like login and all those things, because once you do it on Twitter, you might find it difficult to pass the password values over there. So this will be like practice or an assignment for you guys for this session. So tell me in the comments if you are able to do the same on other websites, and if you have not signed up on edureka.co, please do, guys. So now when I run this, it's gonna click on the login button, and after the window pops up, it's gonna give the values for username, and after that password and login. So simply we have logged into our or my Edureka account using this automation script that I've written in Python, guys. So that's all about this login script that I've shown you, guys. Let me tell you a little about the next script that I'm going to write, which is about file interaction in Python. So for that, we are going to do one Python script, or write one Python script in which I'm going to use Watchdog, which is basically a module which can monitor file system changes, and it's a Python module where file system changes happen all the time, and saving files, deleting files, and so on. So let's say we're going to monitor the downloads directory or something using the Watchdog, and we're going to use the observers, which is basically a behavioral design pattern that allows one object to notify other objects about changes in their state. The observer pattern provides a way to subscribe and unsubscribe to and from these events for any object that implements a subscriber interface. And we're going to use the file system event handler, which is a base file system event handler that you can override methods from. So I'm just going to write all the dependencies over here, which I've already installed, guys. So there's nothing to worry about. You can just simply type in all these names, and you can install all these from the project interpreter. And from Watchdog, I'm going to import the file system event handler. I'm going to import JSON, import time, and I'm going to import OS. So these are the dependencies that you need for this program. So I'm just going to head out straight and write the Python script. So I'm going to write the class. Let's say I'm going to write it as file handler, and inside this I'm going to pass the file system handler. And let's say I is equal to 1, and I'm going to define a function over here, which is, let's say, on modified. Now I am going to use for file name in os dot list directory. Let's say home is my path. I'm going to define all these later, guys. It's okay, I just define it over here as well. Home is equal to, let's say, users, and after this destination is equal to, instead of new folder we have new folder 2. So I'm going to use home and destination inside this, guys, so don't worry. So we have a source which is equal to home plus file name, and after that we have a new folder which is equal to destination file name, and after that os dot rename, and we're going to rename source to new folder. So we're done, guys. After that I just have to specify the event handler. Event handler is equal to file handler, and observer, now we're using observer, is equal to observers dot observer, and observer dot schedule event handler, and after this home and recursive is equal to true, and observer dot start. So this is all we need to do for writing this script, guys. And let me just give a try and accept statement as well. While true, time dot sleep 10 seconds, and accept keyboard interrupt, observer to stop, and observer dot join. So when I run this script now, I'll just show you the magic that I've done over here using this simple Python script written in 30 line of codes. So we have run the script. We'll go to the desktop, guys. All right, we have new folder and new folder 2. So let's say I open my new folder here. This is my home folder, and let's just say I want to move this folder into this folder. But what just happened, guys, the folder got vanished and it got saved over here. So when I run this script, any file that I'm running over here or trying to copy over here or move here is just gonna get transferred to the new folder too. Right, when I refresh, or let's say if I move this folder in this folder, this folder, wait, I'm gonna cancel that, or this folder, it's empty, guys, but I'm able to move all these folders to this location. So that's how we run this script, our simple file automation, in which we are interacting with two folders. We have one home folder and one destination folder, and we are able to send all these files from one folder to another without doing anything. So it has many applications. Like, let's say you get one of these home folders on your desktop, and anything you install, like let's say an image or a video that you want to move to separate folder, you can just copy or move it to the home folder, and you don't have to worry about where it went, because it's going to go to the destination folder that you have specified for any type of file over here. So you can just change the file locations or the folder locations, and it's just going to do your job. So now let's take a look at the last but not least, which is web scraping, guys. So this is interesting. So what I'm going to do inside this web scraping thing, I'll use the beautiful soup, which is a Python library for pulling data out of HTML and XML files, and it works with your favorite parser to provide idiomatic ways of navigating, searching, and modifying the parse tree. And it commonly saves programmers hours of days of work. And I'm going to use pandas, which is a software library written for the Python programming language for data manipulation and analysis. And in particular, it offers data structures and operations for manipulating numerical tables and time series. So let's begin, guys. First of all, I'm going to use from Selenium import WebDriver, and from BS4. So there's one more thing, guys. When you're trying to import beautiful soup, you might find it difficult if you write beautiful soup. You just have to write BS4 over there as, let's say, PD. And after this, driver is equal to WebDriver dot Chrome. And now let's say name is equal to an empty list, and ratings is equal to an empty list. And after this, I'm going to get the URL, guys. So I'll just copy the URL which I want. So I'm gonna get a few ratings from IMDb top 50. That is the all-time top 50 movies, or top rated 250 movies on IMDb. So we are gonna get all those names and ratings using web scraping, guys. So content is equal to driver dot page source, and now soup is equal to beautiful soup content. So for A in soup dot find all. So here's the fun part, guys. So when you inspect this element or inspect this page, you're gonna find out all this whole table that is over here. All right, we'll do that again. This whole table is the lister, and inside this we have a table chart full with the column poster, column title. So we're going to use column title for our name. All right, okay, so this is title column and poster column. So we're going to use title column and rating column for all the values. So I've written down, okay, I'll just write it down. So I'm going to find all the TDs. Attribute is equal to, I'm going to use the class name is that we have actually checked is title column. I'm going to name dot append string a dot and strip so that it'll be clearer. And again for rating, soup dot find all, again td attributes is equal to mention the class name. So as you have seen guys, the class name over there was rating column IMDb rating. Okay, I'll just check it again what the IMDb rating. Okay, so after this I am going to get the ratings dot append and string b dot text, whatever text is there inside that tag, and I'm gonna strip it to get clean text. Right, so we're done. After this I'm gonna make a data frame in which I am going to store all these values, which is basically product, let's say product name is equal to name. Okay, I'm using the wrong parenthesis. This is supposed to be a dictionary guys. Name, and after this ratings is equal to ratings. So we are done guys, and I'm just going to convert it to CSV file with a name products.csv, and index is equal to, let's say, true. Encoding is equal to UTF-8. Right, I think we have done something wrong over here. Okay, so we're done with the program guys. All right, so we have to run this program. All right, so I'm able to go to the web page, so no errors there, and it should scrape all the data from this table over here, in which we have all the names and ratings, and put it inside a CSV file. Okay, we are getting a lot of errors here. There's a warning and then we have an error. Arrays must be all same length. Okay, it shouldn't be because we have 250 names and 250. Right, I'll just make the index. All right, oh, we have made a mistake over here, which is class we have mentioned wrong. So let me run it again guys. This as well. It should work fine now, and we have opened the web page using the WebDriver, and right, what is it showing? There should not be any errors this time. Right, there's one warning like no parser was explicitly specified, so it is just using the available HTML parser, that is LXML, and we have a products.csv file over here. I'll just open it. Okay, we have index. Okay, I can just make the index as false because I don't really need it over there, so that it'll look a little better. So we have the name of all these movies, the rating, the year of their release, and all these 250 movies. That's nice guys. So this is as simple as writing any Python automation file, and within just 22 line of codes we are able to scrape that data. So what I did was, I'll just explain it once again. I redirected my Python automation script to go to this web page with the link over here. You can just copy the same link, and then I inspected the page for HTML tags, and this is I was looking for, which is this table guys, which is the lister table. And when I open this, we have all these content in which we have all these classes like column poster, column title, IMDb rating. So I use the class column table IMDb rating. Okay, I'll just hover it to this one, and let's go back to this title column class that we were using, and rating column. So for each table row, like we have 250 rows, and in each table row we have a table, and in each table row we have values, in which I am just using the title column and the rating column. For that purpose I've used the for loop. So this for loop I'm using it to get the name, and this is to get the ratings, and this is the class that I've written over here, and it is checking for all the TDs, as you can see over here. right? And I'm just putting all these values inside a data frame and converting it to CSV. So if you guys need to know anything more about web scraping, or if you want to know about pandas, how to work with data frames, we have all the tutorials on our YouTube page, and you can just check them out and master all your skills over there. So that's it, guys. So let's go back to the presentation, guys. So I've talked about web browser automation, where we wrote a Python script for automating or for playing a YouTube video online. And then we made a login automation in which we logged into our Edureka website using our credentials in the confidential file. And then we made a file interaction automation in which we made Python script where if we move the files into a home folder, it will automatically send it to a destination folder. And last but not least, we made a web scraping automation file in which we were able to scrape the data from a website. Like we actually gathered the top 50 rated movies on IMDb, and we stored it into a CSV file format. And that's all, guys. We have reached the end of the session. And if you have any questions, you can mention them in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to Edureka and press the bell icon to get the latest updates on Edureka. Also, check out Edureka's Python programming certification program to master Python in no time and start making your own Python automation scripts in this busy looking world. And I can think of a few assignments that you can take up from this session for practice. Like you can make a whole automation script in which not just login, you can actually pass some values to, or maybe you can tweet something on Twitter using this automation script, or you can post pictures using automation, and you can make those Python automation scripts for your own learning or your as an independent project where you can just simply make a web browsing automation script for tweeting something or making a post on Facebook, something like that. Or you can make a web scraping automation script to get other details from other websites which are obviously web scraping friendly, and to gather all the data. It saves a lot of time when you know web scraping. And that's all, guys. If you have any questions, mention them in the comments. Thank you and happy learning.